Off the Map. A collection of short stories for young adults written by Scot Gardner. Published in print by Allen and Unwin in 2021. This audiobook version read by various artists and produced by Carajan Audio in 2021. Off the Map by Scot Gardner. Story number 1. Answers. Read by Stig Weems.
The email that started it all didn't even arrive in my inbox. The fact I noticed it at all among the Lonely Lady Viagra business opportunity spam in my junk folder was one of those domestic miracles. A meaningful coincidence like knowing who's on the phone before you see the caller ID. Or like the time I turned on the TV and there was Luke Thompson video bombing. That made Luke the only person I knew that I'd seen on TV, and I just randomly turned it on, and there he randomly was. Domestic miracle. Meaningful coincidence. Anyway, the email was simple. The subject read, Answers. And I wouldn't have opened it at all if I'd read the sender's name properly. It said it was from Luke Thompson. Luke and I had a thing in Year 9, but it never got sweaty. He's cute and capable of conversation, a good hugger, and he was brave enough to call Nathan Sharp a xenophobe to his face after we'd suffered through one of Nathan's barely masked racist rants. Luke is like a pair of shoes that feel nice in the shop, though when you get them home, you never wear them. But that Luke Thompson has no P in his surname. So I opened the spam email I thought was from a friend, and it said, Hi Jail, click here for answers. This is so cool. I was on Mum's computer because my hard drive had died spectacularly on Monday with plastic smoke, and I remember praying that the link wouldn't pop to a porn site. Mum was slumped in the lounge behind me, mostly watching Millionaire. But I knew if the screen started filling with bare flesh, that would be the moment she casually glanced over my shoulder and life wouldn't be worth living. Both my brothers, on separate occasions, had been roasted by Mum for surfing porn. There was no gratuitous nudity, no smutty animation, just a white page and a single word in a scrolled Edwardian script. Answers. I moved down the page and found 2 input boxes. One asked for my email address, and the other was headed, Please ask your question here. At the bottom of the box was a button titled, Ask. Okay, I thought. So it was one of those artificial intelligence things that spits out a response from a list based on the words in your question. I'd seen them before, and I'd even asked a few questions, but the answers that came back were all wooden and lifeless. We still have a long way to go until AI moves from artificial to intelligent. Still, I did think the email was from Luke, and that fact gave it weight. Luke was many things, but he certainly wasn't spam. I entered my email address and stared at the heater thermostat on the wall while I pondered my question. It had to be something simple but juicy. I wanted a straight answer that didn't sound like horoscope gibberish. What is my favourite colour? I clicked the Ask button and it flashed through to an acknowledgement screen which said, Thank you for your question. Your answer will be emailed shortly. There was a button centred below that. Ask another question. I refreshed my email. Must have taken all of 2 seconds, and there was a new drop from Answers in the junk folder. Subject. The answer to your question. I opened the message and read the one-word response. Magenta. Okay, lucky guess, but I have to admit it did make me smile. And type another question. Something a little more personal, a little more abstract.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?